Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of sweetkittycrafts. My name is Yolanda. You can find me on Ravelry, Instagram and Twitter as Yolanda Loves Yarn. There's also a podcast for this, there's a Ravelry group for this podcast which is called the Sweetkittycrafts podcast. Thank you all for joining me. I saw on YouTube there were some new subscribers, so if you're new here, welcome and thank you for checking me out, and hope you like it and stay and maybe participate in the conversations. If you're a returning viewer, of course, thank you so much for sticking with me all this time. And let's start with the podcast. I have a few finished objects. For my feeling, I didn't do much, but I knitted a ton of sock blanks on my knitting machine because they were all sold out in the shop, so I had to buy new ones. I finished some pair of socks. Gonna grab it for you. These are just blocking and still so these are a pair of socks for my his birthday. His birthday was yesterday. We're going to have dinner with him. Family members on Saturday, so I'm going to give them to him. It's a top-down sock with a short one. No, it's not a short one. It's a heel flap in gusset sock. Slip stitch heel with some garter stitches. I sent in the picture and I was accepted. I'm through to the next round, and I thought, well, I'm gonna frog them and I'm gonna use the yarn for something else. And then Patrick came in and he said, well, Mum, they are really nice. I said, well, they're probably a bit snug for you, but he tried them on and he really likes them and he's wearing them, so I can't show them to you. I've got some taken some bad pictures actually. But if there is a picture that is good enough to show you, I will put it in here later on and you can see how the socks turned out. There is another half finished object. This is this one. I think I showed you it last time. It was the warm up sock pattern. But I did not finish the second one yet, because it was only for the warm up and there was no time limit for this. But yeah, I do like it, and I'm working on the second sock, just waiting for the new pattern to be released, and then I can start knitting again, because then there's a time limit. And well, sock madness. Everybody's pretty mad. The ones who participating are real competitive. Well, I don't feel the need. I just wrote a comment from someone yesterday and I felt really the same. I just want to make nice socks, and this is really an opportunity to learn new things, because the socks are way beyond basic, and you learn intarsia and fair isle, slip stitches, all kind. The twisted stitches from the last sock they were all twisted stitches. The whole sock was, except for the sole. So there were a lot of people who said I quit, and there really were a lot of people who quit, because it was a real strain on your shoulders and wrists. And I'm just a weird knitter. I always cut my I always thought, well, I learned to knit myself really, because I'm left-handed. My mother everybody in the family was right-handed knitter, as far as they did knit. And as a young child, I was always confused, and I'll just figure it out myself. But the way I wrap my stitches, so I wrap around the needle, is in some places just the other way around. And later on I thought, well, must be doing something wrong. And then I saw a craftsy class, and that was called combination knitting, and it was a guy, I can't remember his name really, but he said, well, it's just a combination of how you wrap. It doesn't matter how you wrap your needle, as long as you go into the right leg, so your stitches don't get twisted. And well, that was very relieving for me, a relief, because now I can think, yeah, there's nothing wrong with how I knit, I just do it differently. And if I knit continental, I wrap the stitches differently as if I throw my stitches. So I'm just weird, and I'm not trying to figure out what I do or how I do it. It just works very well for me. I can knit pretty fast this way. And regarding the twisted stitches, it worked out perfectly for me. I didn't have to do real cramping, turning the stitches, because for me they were pretty easy to twist the way I already had the needle positioned on the stitch positioned on my needle. So me with my wicked hands could finish the socks, and I'm really proud of that, and I'm really happy. Yeah, I had to push myself a bit because I didn't like the pattern, and I was not really happy and feeling in the mood for doing it. And yeah, I know you don't want to stay, but I just grabbed you, didn't I? Yeah, I finished them, and my son is really happy with them, and he wears them already, and he won't take them off. So I'm happy that it is getting a real good use, and it wasn't a waste of my time. Let's have a look. That was about the finished socks. Yes, nothing else really finished. I did do a lot though. Here you can see the handspun I showed you the last time I podcasted, and I made it into a vest. I think I'm going to turn the camera a little bit for you so you can see. It's a short sleeved. It's a white color, like on the calligraphy cardigan from Hannah Faddick. That's the idea I got. The pattern is just, I got the book from Anbad. I can show this because it has arrived, and it is all top down knitting, and it is for all gauges. So you make a gauge swatch, and then you look, it is saddle shoulders, raglan shoulders, yoke sweaters. So you think about, this is the raglan shaped, because I just like the way that fits. And then you go into the right page, and you look up the gauge you've got. So you got maybe 3 stitches or 4 stitches an inch, and then, let me show it real quick, I don't know if this is. And then you know exactly how many stitches to cast on, and after how many inches or centimeters, because it is both in there, you got to decrease or increase or whatever. And there are also patterns in here. There are some real nice patterns, shawl colors, and it's a it's a very useful book, absolutely. And I had this as a digital download, but I'm not a real fan of digital books. I really like to hold it in my hands, and yeah, it's spiral bound, so it's lays flat very nicely. I might make a photocopy of the page I'm using so I can circle the numbers I need, because there are a lot of numbers in here for a lot of sizes. You can look up what sizes there are. I think it's all circumferences of the finished sweater actually. Oh no, it's yeah, finished bust or chest circumference. It is going from 36 centimeters, which is 91.5 inches, up to no, it's wrong. It's 36 inches, and it is 91.5 centimeters, and it's going up to 54 inches, and that are the adult sizes. And yeah, there also are child sizes starting at 26 inch and going up to 34 inch. So that's really a lot of information you can use for building your own sweaters or cardigans or whatever. This is still rolled up a bit. I'm gonna add a button band, and then it is finished. I used up all the yarn. This was my hand spun South German merino, and I love it. And I still got really got a mountain full of stuff on my bed. The greenish one is this Corriedale I'm using double. It looks really washed out, but yeah, that's gonna be, I've got more of this stuff, so I easily can finish it. So that's done. We had a quite eventful few weeks, and I didn't get around podcasting really, so it's only a little bit. We had a lot of birthdays. It was my birthday last week. I accidentally went into, I discovered a yarn shop in Zevenaar, which is about 15 kilometers from my place, and that is not a lot, but if you don't have a car, it's a 30 minutes drive on my scooter. But I walked into her store, and she had a little section of spinning fiber, and we got talking, and she said, well, do you know there's a Dutch spinning group? I said, yeah, I did know, because I hope I didn't get interrupted because my laptop just went off. I did know because it was in my favorites in my web browser, but at the point I wanted to join the spin group, our dog died, and I sold my car was that bad, we had to get rid of it. And then we got a puppy, and anybody who has a puppy knows that is taking a lot of time, and you can't leave him alone for that long. So I just postponed it. And then she said, yeah, well, the spinning group is here in my shop. And I said, really? Because the first place it was a lot farther. And this is exactly 30 minutes from my driveway to the door of her shop. So I said, well, I was really motivated, and I said, yeah, I'm just gonna subscribe right away, because it's only, I think, 14 euros for 1 year, and you can go to retreats and all that kinds of stuff, but I probably won't do, because I don't have the energy or the health to do that. But she said that there's a spin bi-weekly, you can go there, and there's just from 10 to 12 you can go and spin with other spinning related friends. And I went there on last Tuesday, and it was my birthday, so I baked some cake, and I had a wonderful time. It was amazing. It was real nice to talk to people who got the same interest, and are a bit crazy, just like me. So because it was my birthday, my mother has been visiting me on Sunday, and she said, well, what do you want? I said, well, I really would want some fiber, but yeah, if you want to give me some money, I'm gonna buy it myself. And she said, yeah, it would be fantastic. So I bought some lovely stuff at the shop. So this is, let's have a look. I already had bought some, but this is Polworth BFL Silk and Camel, and it's so soft, and I bought 2 of these. Well, actually I bought 4, but yeah, it just was, I think it was 3 for some amount of money. But this is what it is. I love the colors. Just gonna show you a card. It's the Dutch Wool Diva. And here is her card, and she is located in Zevenaar. But she also has a internet store, and she has a fiber club and sock yarn club, which are very tempting. And this is actually, no, it's not. One of those was from, it was the Diva Dozen Spin Club, and this was the October colorway, and this is one with teal and orange and some lovely pinkish colors. So very happy with that. And I also bought a set of needles, and those were double pointed needles. And these are the high sharps. I haven't tried them yet, but love to try them. Don't know if there's anything special about them, but here they are. And I also did buy some sock yarn, because yeah, why not? Diva Sock Star. It's merino and nylon, and it is lovely, gorgeous. Look, some speckles in there. She's very friendly. She's got amazing things. I'm really happy I found her. Then I did a lot of spinning, and I mean a lot of spinning. I'm not 100% sure I showed you this braid of fiber last time, but this is, I did speak about it because it's the South Down, and it is became 360 meters, and this is fractal spun. I think I spoke about it last time, so I love it. Yeah, I think it's nice. And then I did the tutorial on making Rolex, and I finished all these lovely purple Rolex. I hope you can see them with sparkle in there. See? And then I joined the 17 in 2017 club, spin club on Ravelry. And there was this month was I think the blue theme. So when I made purple Rolex, I also made the blue ones. And this is the blue skein. I'm gonna pick it up for you. It's all wet because I just this morning skeined it up and washed it, but you probably won't mind because you won't feel it. And it is amazing. I hope you can see the colors, because there are blue and green, and I did do a 3-ply with this, and I think I'll absolutely love it. I love it. I don't know if you can see it, but focus. Am I showing you something out of focus now? Yeah, that's better. So when this is dry, it is merino, and I added nylon to it while blending it, and I just how do you call it, subscribed to the Mina Phillips sock pattern club. And her first pattern is the Grand Central socks, which I think is a very lovely pattern, and I think I'm gonna use this for the sock yarn I just showed you. And this is the pattern stitch of the sock, and it's really it's the New York's Pattern Sock Club, I think it is. I can't see. And you get a pattern every month, and then when you finish the sock you can enter it into her group on Ravelry, and you can win prizes. But yeah, it's just fun of sharing the things, I think, too. Yeah, so that was spinning, and there's lots more because it looks like I'm in a shop here. I did spin some Gorrydale. This is just 2 skeins of them. 2 are still dripping wet. These are kind of wet. And then I saw a podcast, which is the Passionate Knit Spinner, which is Tracy, and she lives in Germany. And yeah, podcasters can really inspire you to do stuff. And she talked about combination spinning of a lot of braids, and then divide them and spin them up, and so you got enough quantity to make a whole sweater. So what she did is, let's say I want a 600 grams spun up, maybe more, but just say 600. You got 6 braids, you open them all up. Every braid you divide in 4. You got the whole braid, so you divide it in half and a half in half again, and then you split them lengthwise. So you got 8 sections of every braid you divide. So then those strips you're gonna lay out somewhere. 7, I've got 7 here, and there's still stuff here I need to add. So yeah, there will be 8, but well, let's see, this is half of a braid, so you're gonna split this up again. So you got 1/4, and this one you're gonna split lengthwise like this, and this one I'm gonna add to this pile. Well, didn't do it right, but you've got then you got let's see, we got 6. Well, I'm not in a math mood at the moment, but you got a lot of piles of these, and some tricks I just found out I never knew is that these you can really open up if you look for the section. It's like it's rolled up or something, and you can nicely spread it out. And this is what I did last night with my son, because he's got ADHD, and when we watch a movie he's got really troubles sitting still, and when he's got something to do with his hands, he was really happy. So when we did all the stuff, he said, "Is there more, Mom?" I said, "Yeah, there's lots more, but not for now." So we opened this up, and we pre-drafted a little bit, and then we wind it into nests, and show you the nests. I did put them in a nice bag. So here's the bag with all the nests, and today I'm gonna spin all these just randomly. Every pile is gonna be spin randomly, and then yeah, I just spin one bobbin, and there are big bobbins on my e-spinner. I think they will fit on 250-300 grams. It's quite a lot, but I just spin that bag I just showed you with the nests, and then I'm adding a center pull ball, and just gonna apply the beginning and the end, and this is gonna produce this kind of yarn, which is very colorful, and I've got 2 already done. And I'm not sure if because this one got a section of orange, and I might just remove that, because this might not be exactly. I don't think you can really see the lovely barber pulling, so I'm gonna get up again and I'm gonna show it to you properly. But it is all a tangled mess. Great. Okay. That's what happens. Not a problem. It's all barber pulling, and I love it. Look at this. It's very colorful. And I did knit up a swatch after finishing the first skein, because I was a bit hesitant about how this is going to look. If it was something, the fabric was the thing I would like for a sweater or whatever, because it is a lot of yarn. See? And it knitted up very nicely. It was real nice, variegated, and an overall pattern, really. So I'm not sure about the solid sections. Let me know what you think. It might not be that bad to have one, because this is all striped. This is going to be more marbled. Yeah, we'll see. What did I wanted to say more? Yeah, I did knit up a nice swatch, and it looked nice. It wasn't the right needle size, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to see how the colors would blend together. And yeah, and then I applied it. I just apply it one bobbin at a time. It's not how you're supposed to do it, but I don't have that much bobbins, and I just want to see the result. And it's very loosely spun. It's spun on a woolen matter, and it's going pretty fast, and it real fluffed up after washing. So just something nice to let you show you. I did wind both of all of the skeins on the same Swift, but the Corriedale, look at this, because yeah, it's pretty at the same height at the top, but look at the bottom how much the Corriedale fluffed up, because the skein is way shorter. I just lost it. Way shorter than this one. So you can see what a difference the fiber choice makes in the finished yarn. So that was funny. I thought the combination I did was all kinds of fiber. There was Corriedale in there, there was South German merino, there was an Australian merino, very soft. There was South Down in there, and it was feeling a bit scratchy, but it's not something you really wear around your neck, and I always wear something with long sleeves, so I didn't think it was a real problem. It just was a great way to get rid of all the stash I had. But now it's washed, it's really soft. It's even softer than the Corriedale, and it was a pretty soft Corriedale, this one. So I'm really happy about that. And there's a huge pile of fiber still waiting to be spun. But this is real nice, because if you have to spin, because the Corriedale I had 400 grams and it was so boring, because it all was, yeah. I love the finished fiber, I really do, but it is a boring spin. And this is, well, you cut pals, and then you're gonna pre-draft, and then during the day I'm gonna spin. And if you're like me and you don't know when to stop, now you can just pull one out and you can spin, and then you get up and you can stretch your legs. And yeah, I think it's very nice. It's amazing to do, and I really love it. So I think I covered everything. I really did. And we had a disastrous weekend, kind of. My son burned his hand on Friday evening. He had a cup of copper soup, and it just came out of the kettle, and it slipped his hand, and he burned his hand. And it, yeah, well, he's very bad in telling about when something hurts or not. It's just because he's autistic, he can't help that. But we thought we looked at it closely, and we really cooled it at the way you should. Lukewarm water, and we got some cooling packs that weren't frozen but just cool. And he said, oh, it just keeps burning, and yeah, it just didn't look that awful. Yeah, it did look awful, but it wasn't very severely burned. And then the next morning I heard him on the toilet, and he said, Michael, are you alright? Well, he said, I'm kind of alright, but there's something weird on my hand, and they just scratched it off. And I go, oh no, it was a very big blister. And he scratched it off because he had no idea what it was, and he thought, well, all kind of liquid under there, so he just scratched it off. So we had to go to the hospital, and they had to clean it and put some bandage on. Well, maybe it's not that shocking, but when it's your son, yeah, he was real upset, and I just felt like the floor was getting away under my feet, and I had to sit down because he was all shaking, and I was gonna get real upset. Yeah, and then on Sunday afternoon, my husband was in the garden. It is lovely weather over here. It's really sunny. It's really spring, and about 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. Real nice, and at least in the garden when you got some fences around you. And the dog was playing outside. He was all happy. It was carrying around sticks he found, and well, just being a dog. And then suddenly he looked real weird, and he wanted to go inside, and he crawled into his bench, and he started shaking and breathing real rapidly. So we thought, well, this is not real good. So at 6 o'clock we called the vet in the weekend. That's great. That's amazing. No, it's not. And she said, well, let's come. Maybe he ate something that wasn't right. And he just kept coughing and throwing up. And it was all slimy stuff getting out. And so she gave him an injection about nausea and some pills to calm his stomach down, and maybe for some viral infections. And then it was getting later, and he didn't calm down. He started breathing more rapidly than before. About, I think, at a certain point he had 70 or 80 a minute. He breathed 80 times a minute. That was real fast. And he kept coughing, and yeah, it was 12 o'clock, I think, and my husband came to my bed and he said, "It's not right. He won't go to sleep. He won't lie down. He just keep breathing like a maniac, and he just keeps staring at me and really like from do something." So I said, "Yeah, what should we do?" He said, "Yeah, well, maybe we should call the vet again." So it's 12:30, like 00:30 in the night. We went to the vet again, and she said, "Well, I did listen to everything, but it looks like he's got pneumonia or something, because he still got the fever. It should have calmed down already, and he's breathing so rapidly. And yeah, well, you can't sleep. You should go and Google the internet, and there is a possibility they can't hear. There's something wrong with his lungs, but there still is. So when he was a puppy, he had pneumonia. When we got him, he had 3 sessions of antibiotics. And he always got there's mist, when you're asthmatic, there are some weather types you really don't like because you got trouble breathing. And he's just like that. He's always got some snot out of his nose, when a little child, you always got to have a handkerchief with you. Well, that's with our dog. And that doesn't matter because we're all like that. So he really fits in. But he got an antibiotic shot, and he got for 14 days antibiotics, and he's doing much better now. But you get so worried. I really get so worried. I really feel sick, sick to your stomach, and sick like, when your child is sick, you wish you were sick. And that's with our animals also. We just love them to death, and I will really feel drained of all the energy because, you don't sleep well, you listen to every sound you hear and you hope everything is alright. And the other stuff going on, and I just felt so tired, and I really thought about skipping the podcast, but then I thought I just had to do it. I just had to speak to you, talk to you, show you the stuff I made, because that keeps everybody going. I got some nice response on the tutorial I did, so thank you very much. I hope some of you might even try it, because it's a lot of fun. And the sock madness, I'll just wait for the pattern, and then I'll just start again, trying to enjoy and try not to get real stressed about finishing in time, because what's at stake? Nothing really. So I didn't thought I had that much, but I think it is nice anyway. That's all for me is left for you to say to you from thank you very much for watching. I hope I see you next time, and I hope you have a wonderful weeks. I hope you do a lot of crafting and enjoy the weather, if that's nice where you live at the moment. Join the conversation. If there's anything you'd like to say to me, just put it down below here in the YouTube bar. I'll read it as soon as I get a message, and that's really inspirational for me. So I hope you enjoyed everything you saw. I hope you enjoy everything you do in the next few weeks, and I hope to see you and talk to you soon, probably in 2 weeks. And I hope I have to show you new stuff, and you get inspired, and we get inspired by each other. See you next time. Bye.